Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let Them Play. I am your host, Tony Fiorino. It's Sunday, January 23rd, and you know what? Today, Coach Tony is having a little coaching withdrawal. Both my daughters are playing in big games this morning, literally as we speak. Tip-off for both of them was 9 a.m. My sixth grader, Sophia, is playing in the semifinals of the Ridgefield Invitational Winter Classic in Ridgefield, Connecticut. And my little one, Nikki, who is 9, is beginning her playoffs in the Brewster Super League. So I want to start the show by wishing both my girls good luck this morning. In fact, I'm hoping to have a phone-in update or two throughout the course of the show with maybe some highlights from the game. So as always, I'll be taking your calls at 914-693-5700. And you know what? I told them both I wasn't going to be able to coach. And instead of getting upset, what do? They go out to the mall and they buy Dad, Coach Tony, a brand new Steelers shirt. So for those of you on YouTube, you can see that Steelers fans bleed black and gold, and nothing could be more true. Well, it just became my favorite shirt, and again, good luck to my girls from Somers today. Well, folks, not only is today a big day for my girls, it's also the day that my beloved Steelers throw a beat down on those classless New York Jets and shut their holes once and for all. And I got to tell you, I spent most of last week listening to the BS that was spewing from the mouths of the New York Jets, Rex Ryan included. And once I calmed down, I got to thinking. There is so much trash talking in professional sports. Is it really any wonder that it is trickling down to the youth level? Is anyone besides me just plain sick of hearing these professional adult athletes shooting their mouths off in an inappropriate way? And if it's not bad enough, you can't seem to go to a kids game anymore without seeing the kids doing the same exact thing. They get in each other's faces, and it seems like even the smallest accomplishment in the game turns into a mini celebration of showboating. Matter of fact, Adam and I were talking right before the show. You know, Santonio Holmes. Watch this guy in a meaningless game where the Jets are trailing by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and the secondary lets up, and he'll get his first down, and he'll do his first down dance. Dude, you're doing your job. Just lighten up. Now, obviously, this can't be good, but I really want to know what you think about this. You know, why does trash talking and showboating happen at the youth level? What impact does it have, and how can we stop it, if we should stop it at all? There are people who think this is more than okay. So we've opened up the studio lines at 914-693-5700, and we want to hear what you have to say, so give us a call. Now, like a lot of you, last week I was basically forced to endure the New York Jets and their overall moronic behavior all last week leading up to their victory over the New England Patriots. And you know what? I think the Jets, and I don't hear a lot of people saying this, I think the Jets ruined this victory of theirs before it even happened, and then they put the nail in the coffin of good taste on the field immediately after that last touchdown, and again at the end of the game. We'll recap a little bit. Antonio Cromartie did his best, personally, to illuminate for the world just how little class he has when he went into an expletive-ridden tirade about Tom Brady, calling him an a-hole, and that's not what he said, but, again, I can't say the R word, so I certainly can't say that one. So he called Brady an a-hole and saying F him, and he was saying all this stuff to the press. This isn't something that was overheard in the locker room. And then, after what was, admittedly, a terrifically played game, the Jets ran around the field like a group of misbehaved children and showed even more clearly that they really don't belong where they currently find themselves. And that is vying for the AFC Championship today and a trip to the Super Bowl. I mean, Bart Scott? Really? Did you see this guy? He literally blew a gasket when he went on his post-game rant and literally scared the crap out of poor Sal Palantonio from ESPN. That guy didn't know what hit him. I don't know about your kids, but I was pretty eager to see the reactions of my own kids when this stuff was being talked about on the news. And you know what? It was so bad that my kids didn't really have much of a reaction. But what's clear is this. Trash talking has indeed found its way into youth sports, and it is disgusting to watch. Our kids are getting more and more exposure to it, and they're starting to model this outlandish behavior. So again, we've opened up the studio lines, and we want to hear what you got to say. The number here is 914-693-5700. But to start things off, and before we get to your calls, I did get some reactions up on the blog this week. In fact, I had Kevin from Rockville Center up on the blog this week, and he has this to say. Hey, Coach Tony, the Jets belong exactly where they are because they won the games that they needed to win. Their behavior, though, stinks. I'm a lifelong Jets fan, and like Seinfeld says, I root for the laundry. If this was any other team, I would absolutely hate them. I'm getting so damn old and crotchety that I even considered jumping off the bandwagon, but I can't root against my Jets. Again, that comes in from Kevin in Rockville Center, and it was up on the blog. The blog, by the way, www.heycoachtony.com. And you see, this is a big part of the problem, at least as I see it. Does it really matter where the trash talking is coming from? Does it really make it okay if your favorite team is doing it, but it's a crime if another team is doing it? You know, if you would hate it if it was another team, why don't you hate the Jets? That's kind of what bothers me, and that's what kind of perpetuates this kind of behavior. How do you explain that one to your kids? If you follow that thought process through for just a second, think about it this way. As parents, who's our favorite team of all? Our kids' teams, right? So if you're a Jets fan who thinks it's okay because a Jets player said it, like in the case of Cromartie, let's say, then how can you ever imagine reprimanding somebody on your own kid's team when they do it? Shorter answer is you can't. Bottom line is there are supposed role models, and I say supposed, and if you're on YouTube, I'll do the quotes in the air. There are supposed role models who are acting like Mongos, and we're allowing it to happen. And so guess what happens in turn? Our kids also think that it's okay. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Well, again, we've opened up the phone lines at 914-693-5700, and after the break, we'll be going to some of your calls and emails. The email, by the way, heycoachtony@gmail.com. But we are going to take a quick break. But before we do, folks, if you have not gotten yourself over to Catamount Family Ski Resort in Hillsdale, New York, you got to get there soon. My kids, by the way, were joined in studio today by TJ. And the kids were just there for a school trip yesterday. And it seems that each time they go there, they come home with terrific stories of how great it was. The mountain is so close to home. It's literally just over an hour's drive from Westchester County, and the skiing is great. They got a ton of trails to keep even the most seasoned skier interested. The staff is professional and courteous, and restaurant serves terrific food when you decide to come in and warm up. So go to www.catamountski.com for more information. And when you get there, ask for Rich Edwards and tell him Coach Tony sent you. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.